No!
Oh, you took it away from yourself.
See, that is so fun. Well, hello, my friends. I'm Lincoln the Game Bard, and I am here with Mark from Time Infinite Games, and he's going to show me this excellent game that he designed called Fury of the Elements. Mark, tell us about what we've got here, because this is very exciting.
All right. Well, thanks for having me. This is Fury of the Elements. It's a two-player expandable strategy card game. It does get mistaken as a trading card game sometimes because there are other games that look similar, but this plays completely different from anything else you've ever played. So it's a little bit of inspiration from Final Fantasy's mini game called Triple Triad. There's a little bit of spell slinging in here from things that you'd probably see in like Magic the Gathering or other trading card games. We just wanted that feel, that inspiration, so that we could probably try and bring multiple types of players to the table together that wouldn't normally sit down and do a game together.
And spoiler alert, I have played a little of this game, and I already know that I love it. So let's dive in. And why don't we set up? So there's two game modes, right?
Yes.
There's a 3x3 and a 5x5, referring to the grid. I've played the 3x3, which takes place in here, which is a simpler version. Really nice to get into the game, but still very interesting. Why don't we dive in and do the 5x5 version? And why don't you show us how to set up?
Okay, so we're going to set up. This is a little bit different setup because we're using the smaller mat. This is the Kickstarter exclusive mat that comes in the box. There is a deluxe version that actually has the place for all of the different decks and the different cards that you use throughout the game.
And we're also playing, instead of playing like this, we're playing like this.
Hey,
so
work
just
with
so we
what
can
you
fit
got,
it on
right?
the camera. That's right.
And this is good. No, so we're just going to set it up a little bit different. Don't take this to heart at home. Don't worry, the rule book's got the setup for both mats in there, and they're identical. So we're just going to go ahead and do the setup. So first thing we're going to do is grab our decks and our
player aid card,
little player aid card. Yeah, always got to have that. We don't want people having to dive into the rule book if they don't need to. So
these cards feel great.
Thank you. They are high gloss, kind of a stickler for quality. And I understand, being a former trading card player for about a decade, that people want to protect their investment. And even though this isn't a collectible card game, I still want the game to last for people. That's why we designed the box the way we did. We're doing high gloss cards just in case for those out there that don't want to sleeve their cards. They have, this option. They also come in tuck boxes, which you probably noticed when you unpack the game. That's because,
and
again...
this is your deck and this is my deck?
Correct. So my deck is purple. Your deck is yellow. Both decks mirror each other perfectly. Inside of these decks, they are a 60-card deck.
Okay. And
they're comprised of 4 elements. We have fire, earth, air, water, and there's a hierarchy that they follow, so something will always beat something else. Typical Pokemon, rock, paper, scissors, so. But yeah, we'll just
There's nothing typical about Pokemon.
Well, that's true. That's a very large hierarchy. And honestly, it was a little bit of inspiration for how it worked. We just didn't want to go with that many elements. We wanted to keep the game simple. Again, this is a good bridge game to bring players that don't normally play card games into card games and keep it interesting enough that trading card game players that like that real complexity will still be interested.
Right. And correct me if I'm wrong, but even the advanced version of the game is about 30 minutes, somewhere around there, a little more?
Yeah, so generally when you're learning, it's going to be around that 45-minute mark. We have had some games go a little bit longer, but that's because the game is different every time you play it. It's infinitely replayable, and it's very situationally based, meaning that every time you play... you could have the same cards somehow from a game previous, but everything's going to be different because the way that they're laid out on the board, what your opponent has, and what's being played, along with some other stuff. Okay, so we have our deck set up. Those are the 60-card decks. We're going to set those there.
This is our first player chip?
That is the first player chip. We will roll and see who goes first. This is the Elemental Hierarchy card. We call it an Elemental Reverse card. We'll
Which
get
is so cool.
we'll get into that.
If we stick it here,
Yeah,
it might
actually,
be
that
on,
would be
on camera there the whole
pretty good.
time, which is interesting,
Oh,
except for that fun glare.
Maybe it's better on your side.
Maybe try moving it up. It's that light there.
There we go.
Great.
That's a good shot. All
Got a
right.
target zone right here, apparently,
Yep.
for the light.
All right. And now we'll just set these up in different spots over here. So we're going to set up the void deck. That is a deck that plays a little bit against the players.
That's right. It's quadrant based. Right?
Yeah, so
yes.
the game is very positional based. You'll notice on the cards that there are arrows and there are numbers. So the first thing you want to look at when you're playing, and I will always play my cards right side up to me. Well, in this case,
right
this way, and you'll be playing that way. They are yellow and purple so that they can be differentiated between each other, as well as its orientation. You'll never rotate the cards. There's no need to, because this is one of the most balanced games you'll ever play, because in that 60 card deck, within those 4 elements, there are 15 cards of each element, and there's every position of arrows that you could have based on the number.
Stick this up close to the camera so you can see it's got these arrows. There's no arrow here. That means this character can attack on those parts of the grid and defend those parts as well.
Correct. And what's really neat about this, I think one of my favorite design aspects of the game, is that we tried to make sure that no card was wasted. Meaning that our level 1s and 2s, you have 1, 2, 3, and 4, our level 1s and 2s are still really powerful cards, because like the card that you just showed us, that 3, you said there was no arrow at the bottom.
Right.
Well, if there's an arrow pointing that direction from another card that's lower power, that card, the bigger card, is actually considered defenseless in that spot, and that lower power card can actually beat it.
Awesome.
So
very cool.
So some very basic rules. You can't capture a card of the same element from your opponent, and you also cannot capture your own card, because that would be pointless and would kind of defeat the purpose of the way we set everything up.
Right.
So, all right. So I'm just going to throw this under here a little bit, since we've seen that card.
I can't get over the feel of these cards. It's like a thick card, and that high gloss makes it feel like it's like practically a dry erase. It just feels really nice and crisp.
Thank you. Yeah, they're a little slick, so they're sliding around. But I also made it where if you have a microfiber cloth and you're not playing with sleeves, you can wipe them off. Because they're very high gloss, as you can tell, so you can wipe the fingerprints right back off. All right, so this is our Clash spell deck. This is another mechanic that will come in the game that you guys will see as we're showing you this. Basically, it's a community spell deck, and we're going to play with the top card flipped up, but I am going to shuffle them. During setup, this card...
I'm going to pull this down just a little bit so we can get more of that on camera up top.
Okay, so during setup, this purple shard, the void shard, will always be the bottom card. Okay. Reason for that is it does have a game-ending condition. In case people get through this deck, we don't want the game to go too long, so we want to make sure that there's multiple ways the game can end. Most of the time, and the objective is to fill up the 25 squares. When they're filled up, the cards you've captured from your opponent, that number, that elemental power value that we told you about, is actually also the point value in this version. So one number, very simple. Keep it nice and clean. So let me just shuffle this up a little bit, and we're gonna put that card on the bottom. Now this is a community spell deck. We didn't want to overload people's hands with cards to play and spells and all that stuff. So this was the direction we went, and we actually really like it. So we're going to slide this to the bottom. Now, because it's a community spell deck, and this is a high stakes version of the game in the 5x5, we always want you to know what's at stake, and we always want you to know what you're playing for. So we actually play with the top card flipped up.
Okay.
And at any time, any player can grab that card, read it, so they know that, hey, I need this card, I want it to do something, or, hey, I don't want the opponent to get that card. So there's a little bit of hate buying here for you to play with. Okay. Really cool mechanic. And then we're going to set the final thing, which are called our Titan Commanders. So these cards have abilities on them.
Look at that art.
So our art is inspired, for those of you that want to know, love art. It's inspired by Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons, and World of Warcraft. All things that have eaten up a big amount of my life. So, okay. So
as well they should.
For these cards, we're actually going to get these in the very beginning of the game in the 5x5.
Okay.
Okay. So how this is going to work is I'll explain the card. There's multiple cards in here of each element. There's 4 of each one. They all have a mirrored ability, so there's 1 for each element. There's actually 4 elements spread between these 16 cards.
Okay.
But because they're different elements, the game actually plays different every time. So what you want to look at very first is that, hey, this is a fire card, all right? And it has a capture component. You need to capture 4 of your opponent's fire cards, okay? Once you do that, each capture is called a charge. Once you have the 4 charges, you unlock what's called Titan's Charge. Oh. Titan's Charge gives the players a choice. We're all about player choice when we can give it, because we feel that gives the best variety of gameplay. So you get a choice in placing this in the affinity core, which would normally be a zone over here where you capture your cards, or your opponent's cards. Mm-hmm. And you can place this card face up in the affinity core and collect 5 points at the end of the game. There's no other 5-point card in the game. Okay, everything's 1 through 4. So this is the highest value card. Doesn't mean that you can't capture more cards simultaneously and get more than 5 points. But for a single card, this is the only 5-point card. The other option that we give you is replacing a void card somewhere in the field. Now, that's not a choice you're going to make most of the time. Most of the time, you're going to take the 5 points, especially early in the game. However, this is an elemental card, just like these are, and when you create a match of 3 or more, then it's what summons the void card. So you can control when that comes out, but you can't control where it goes because it has a designation on it, which are the numbers and letters.
Right.
So this would actually go over here to E5.
E5, so that would go up.
Now when this comes on the field, this helps keep the pace of our game. It eats up a spot, okay?
Eats whatever is underneath there.
Yes, and then it does. It is a consuming void card, so it will actually take whatever card is under here and send it to the corruption zone, which is the player void zone.
Okay.
And it's there for now. There are spells that interact with that player's void zone, so you can always possibly get the card back, bring it back out to the field or back to your hand.
Okay. The
spells do all kinds of cool stuff. The only card that the void card can't eat is a power level 4, like I showed you guys earlier. So the 4s are immune because there's only 4 of them in the deck. Okay. So we want to keep that rarity strong there. And then it can't harm a Titan either. So once this void card's gone, that same designation will never come back anyway.
So is this Titan available to both of us, whoever achieves it first, or is that for one or the other?
We're actually going to do this a little different than the community spell deck. Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this stack and we're going to leave these 2 out for the moment. These 2 are our storytellers of the game. Our 10,000 years of lore that we're writing, these 2 kind of tell the story, and it revolves around them. All right? So you have Elamon, the god of elements, and you have Malefice, the titan of the void. So how we get these titans, we're going to do a little draft. Mm-hmm. So when the game starts and you've got the 5x5 set up and you're ready to go, we'll go ahead and just throw that under there, get rid of it for the moment. So when the game starts, we just set these 2 off to the side. Whoever goes first, the second player will take the stack of the Titans. We'll look through them, and we'll get to decide what one they want. Okay. When I'm teaching the game, or when you guys are teaching somebody at home, the easiest thing to do is just tell them to find something that looks pretty. Find something that they like.
That's what I'm going to do.
Because right now, the abilities don't really matter when you're teaching the game. Okay? So for that instance, I'm just going to say I'm going to go first, and I'm going to let you pick your Titan first, so you'll get to go second. Right. So go ahead and go through the stack. Pick whatever one resonates with you. Yeah. Your spirit Titan.
I love that for learning. I just get to pick whichever one
we try and keep it simple. We do a lot of this at conventions, so we have to go really fast. Oh, that is my favorite.
So
he is my favorite Titan. Or I should say she's my favorite Titan. Idra, she's
Okay.
awesome. Okay, cool. Now, normally at home, when you're playing, you won't have that revealed.
Okay.
There are 2 Titan slots over here on this side of the mat, on the bigger mat, or when you have this set up. One slot is called active, one is reserve. The left one is active. You'll have it face down until everybody's done picking their Titans.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just going to grab one for now. We're going to take... we're going to take this one. We would normally have it face down. Then what we do is, as the first player, I'm going to shuffle this up, right? And we're going to add these 2 in. The reason we do this is because these 2 have better abilities for mid and late game. We don't want players starting with them because they're a little more complex and they work a little bit differently than these guys do. Okay? So make sure that everybody gets a good start, especially when they're learning.
Right.
All right? So we're just going to shuffle this up a little bit. All right, and then I am going to deal Titans out to us. Okay, we're going to keep them face down, and we will get 3, so this will give us a total of 4. The rest of the Titans will be removed from the game and will not be touched. Okay, this is so that we don't go through the entire Titan deck in one game. There's always variety. Every time you play, it's different, and we're just going to hide these guys off to the side. These will be our reserves, and then you'll have one active. So I think I'll just set mine up this way. You got enough room there?
Yep.
All right, cool. So now that the game's going to start, and we know I'm going to go first, we're just going to flip them both over, the active ones. And then you have a bottom ability on the card. The reason we put it on the bottom so it was easy to find. You didn't have to hunt through the little bit of text that there are on the cards. This is your passive ability that is always going. Okay? So for me, I have a... ability called Affinity Breaker. I don't know if I can see it or not, and what this does is it breaks one of the rules of our game because, well, that's where the fun's at, right? You make these rules to keep the game orderly and flowing, but it's really fun when you can break the rules and in a fun fashion for just, a small amount of time. So what this does is it breaks one of our rules where I said in the beginning you can't capture a card of the same element. So Affinity Breaker breaks that rule, breaks the elemental affinity. So my fire cards can capture my opponent's fire cards now. All right? Because that's really cool.
That's really cool.
Now, if there's a tie, it's still the same.
So mine looks like it's Equilibrium.
Correct.
And it says complete any 3+ match of water and no void card is drawn.
Now, it's odd. People ask me all the time, why water? Because that's an earth card. Well, let's go to the elemental reverse card here. Because this is what makes our game completely unique.
It spices everything up, and it makes everything so it can change at any given time.
Right. You really enjoyed it in the 3x3.
I did.
So I can't wait for you to sink your teeth into this. So, because there's another step to it. So we have the hierarchy, and something will always beat something. It's rock, paper, scissors. Now, when our cards are on the battlefield and they're fighting, highest number wins, but sometimes there's a tie in power. Well, when there's a tie in power, this card is the tiebreaker. It will tell you what beats what. But we go a step further because, well, why not? So sometimes you'll have cards that are tied in power, but they're opposite. So we call these opposing elements, meaning that they're on opposite sides of the circle. So it's always air and fire and water and earth that this happens with. So if you have a 2 and a 2 meeting up, well, there's no superior element anymore. So what do? This is called a power clash, and we reverse the elements.
Boom. Reversed.
The elemental hierarchy is now going the opposite direction, and how I explain this is basically your 60 card deck that you have just became a 120 card deck because now the cards in your hand that couldn't really go on offense that you were using as defensive or filler moves are now the other way around, and you can use this to throw your opponent off because you have a lot of control over when you can do this. You don't just have to use your opponent's cards because you're not breaking a cardinal rule of ours where you're capturing your own card. You can use your own cards to clash because you're not capturing it.
So simple, always in play, like it's a flux that can go either way. It's just really smart.
Thank you.
Really fun.
I do. It kind of boggles my mind that people haven't really. There's so many elemental themed games, right? It's one of the most popular themes that you get in card games and board games. Well,
it's really
nobody's done this, so we have. So that is the elemental
So that's
reverse
in
start.
play. Now we're ready to...
We are ready to start. So
Correct.
generally the setup takes about 2 minutes, however long it takes you to shuffle 4 decks, and then deal out the Titans, really. So it's about 2 to 3 minutes setup. It's really not hard. And that's it. Yeah, we're ready to go.
Great.
So I'm going to go first. So in the 5x5, we actually get 5 cards this time.
Okay.
The 3x3, we had 3.
And can I draw mine now as
You
well?
can draw yours now. And then when you are done playing
3,
a card, as a
4,
reminder,
5.
you will always draw back up to your maximum hand size, okay?
I maybe needed to shuffle better because I've got a lot
I
of
probably
one
did
element.
too. You know, the pile shuffling's not that great, but they're not sleeved, so I didn't want to bridge shuffle them or anything. And we understand that at home. Yes, I can see his hand. He can see
Sure.
mine. We're not worried about it. So I'm just going to play, and we're going to go ahead. We're going to use this entire 5x5 this time, and I'm going to place this here. Now you'll notice that the notch where a smaller card could beat it, I've used the outside perimeter as a wall. I put my back up against the wall.
Right.
And I tried to protect myself at every turn. And then I'm going to draw a card for my turn.
Now, can I put my card anywhere?
You can put your card anywhere. You could start a fight right now if you wanted to and try and capture that.
Right.
You can go hide in a corner and cry like I usually have to do.
So we already talked that I don't have that ability where I can't attack directly with the same element. Or I
Right, the
can't.
same element can't. However, remember that match system we talked about and the equilibrium that you have on your Titan?
Right.
Well, when you create water matches for that Titan, a void card does not come out. So when a void card comes out, it could eat either player's card. That's not super important in this game. Board state doesn't matter so much unless a couple other factors are involved. The match is part of that. Because that match, when you have 3 or more, that's that many points at the end of the game. So if
Okay.
you have a match of 3, that's 3 points at the end of the game. The cool thing is it's a game within a game. You have to try and compete to keep these matches intact, and whoever owns the majority of that match gets the points at the end of the game. So if it's a match of 3 and you have 2 cards and I have 1, you get that 3 points at the end of the game.
Okay.
The Titans will have some play in this
Well,
later too.
I'm going to play really simply, and I'm just going to kind of protect those 2 sides because he can only attack and defend up, correctly?
Correct.
Okay, so then I'm going to draw my other card.
So now we are going to
Always drawing up to 5 at the end of your turn, yeah?
always.
Okay.
Even when you play a spell and a spell tells you to play a card, it'll tell you to draw a card too.
Okay.
You want to make sure everybody's got an even playing field, nobody's down cards, and there's no hand dumping or anything. So it's very simple. You're going to play a card, draw a card. There'll be other interactions in between that we'll see throughout the game. So I'm going to go ahead and play right next to him.
Right.
Now I have an arrow facing you and you
do
don't have one
not.
back. So there's no tie in power here because you're considered defenseless, and I will capture your card and it will go to my affinity core.
Okay.
All
And
right?
is that victory points at the end?
Yes, at the end of the game, that elemental power is also the amount of points that we get.
Got it.
So I will draw my card, and you get to go, sir.
All right, well, that gives me a lot of options now as I can attack right back with this guy who's got that arrow, but you are also defending, but I've got a higher power of 2.
So first thing to always look at is the number. Just like war, the highest number wins. So
Okay.
you'll capture my card, and it goes to your affinity core.
Yeah, I'm winning. No,
Hey, we're tied.
which makes me feel like I'm winning.
He's always winning. In my book, he's always winning. So, all right.
okay.
Now let's see. Let's just
I'm just
go.
going to kind of reshuffle this a little bit more.
Yeah, I didn't do all that great either. We will. You know what? We're going to do it so we can see it.
Do it.
We're going to do a match of 3. Now, I don't have your Titan. If you did this, a void card would not come out. But
Right.
I did it. And, well, we want a little bit of chaos on the board. Let's see what happens.
I love it.
We're going to draw the top card of the
So
void
tell
deck.
us again what triggered this. The 3
The
elements.
3
of the
or
same.
more. So if you were to turn around and play a 4th card here, it will trigger the void again.
Does it matter if they're the same element or not?
Yes, it all has to be
They
the
all have to
same
be the same
element.
element.
Yep. So this
Okay.
is like a match 3
Right.
system. We thought it'd be kind of fun to have an alternate scoring and something else to shoot for while you're trying to get your Titan captures and you're slinging some spells. We kind of thought a little mini game within the game would be pretty cool. All right, so this is going to go to E4.
It just says right simply and clearly right there where it's going.
Yep.
That spot is now gone from the game.
For now, yes. There is a way that we can get it back.
Dang.
We'll see, though. All right.
Okay.
Your turn, sir.
So, and since, and how come he didn't get removed?
Because it's the same element, so it's safe. And also, even though there's no arrow, again, it's the same element, it wouldn't matter.
Okay.
We do this as from a design perspective. The void and the match system helps eat up spaces on the board while providing alternate scoring and some more fun options to play with.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, I think I kind of want to make a huge mistake right now.
Well, hey, you know
just
what?
because I want to play with this. So I'm playing a different element. You're defending. We've got the same number, but now we have to refer to that.
Right.
Correct?
This is a tie in power. So now the elemental reverse card will break that tie. Unfortunately, in this case, fire doesn't beat water, so both cards are just simply going to stay there.
Both cards are going to stay.
So this is a defensive move or a filler move. You may see this a lot at home when you're in a corner. It's a great way to fill a spot, especially when there's other things that allow you to score alternatively based on the elemental card you're playing.
Okay.
All right, cool. Well, we're not seeing too many of the other elements here. I think we both shuffled very poorly. And that's okay. But I love this. This is my favorite. So I'm going to place this right here. Why did I do that? My power isn't as big as his. However, there's no defense here because there's no arrow. So my 1 will automatically take out this 2.
It's so cool. I love the directional element in these attacks and on these cards. And it makes such a big deal in your decision making as to where do I put that, because I don't want it to get swallowed up right away.
And when you're playing for points, like I said, this is a high stakes game. You know every card you play is at risk, and you know every card you're playing has a chance to take something else. Mm-hmm. I will trade a 1-point card for a 2-point card any day, especially a 3 if I can get it.
Right. Okay, another question.
Sure.
So, am I always placing my cards like I can't go like that? Because
correct.
That's how we tell most easily the difference between my cards and your cards.
Right.
Is mine are always facing that way.
Right, and mine are facing this way. Now, there's a reason for that, because in that deck, like I said, of the 4 elements and 15 cards of each element, we've given you every tool in your arsenal that you could possibly have for orientation for every card. So there's only one elemental card in there for fire, that's a 4. Same thing for water,
right.
Earth, and air. But you're going to have 4 different 1s, you're going to have 6 different 2s, and 3 different 3s, or 4 different 3s.
I'm going to just play that out over here.
Cool.
Just gonna.
Now he could have easily played that here and taken this card, no problem. But he likes a little chaos. I think he's baiting me.
We're learning the things we can and can't do, which I quite enjoy.
You know what? We're going to mess up the field a little bit.
I'm
going to do it again. Now we get to see a new element, finally. Earth. And it's the same situation. They're tied in power, but there's no battle from this side, from defense, because there's no defense on the card. So even though Earth doesn't beat fire, I still win the card.
Right on. Okay. So I've also got this new element out. Hooray! What element is this?
This is air.
Air. Excellent.
Yes, that's why we went with
Hence
the
wings.
greenish white.
Okay. So I'm looking like I could do this and take him, or go like that and take him.
You could.
Now, if I went here, that what's going to happen here? So I'm going to take him.
You would take this card, but there's no fight here, and my cards don't attack back. The card that is already on the mat is just considered defending. They never attack back. So you're never at risk of losing the card you're placing down until after it's down and you pass your turn.
But since that's a 2, I think I'm going to want to go here and go for there.
Sure.
And take that card.
Okay.
And then I'll draw back up.
All right.
Turns are very simple.
Yes.
I like that.
They will get a little bit more complex as we start doing things, which I'm going to try and set up right now.
Okay.
So that we can see it and the players at home can see it, because this is where a lot of the fun is. So I'm purposefully going to place this card here.
Ooh.
Now, why am I doing that?
Because he looks awesome?
That too. Nice clash in colors.
Right.
But we're tied in power again,
Yes.
right? But what elements are these? These are those opposing elements that are on opposite sides. This is the power clash. So what happens in this case, the elements now reverse, and the hierarchy will now go the other way until somebody changes it back. In addition, which you didn't get to see in the 3x3, we now have the community spell deck. There's a reason it's called Clash Spell. This is the clash mechanic. The second half of this, after reversing the elements, is the person who causes a clash wins the top card of the spell deck, and it goes in one of 2 spell slots, or you can use it immediately.
Okay.
So you are limited to how many spells you can hold.
And are they single use?
They are single use.
Okay.
What's really cool about the spells, and this was a piece of feedback, we'll flip this over for the next turn, and I'll go ahead and draw my card for turn. But a piece of feedback we got in Gen Con 2023 when we unveiled this game was that players love the spells. There was one player in particular that said, I love what they do. They're really cool. They're creative. It feels like a TCG spell where I get to mess with somebody's hand or the deck or the battlefield. I was like, right, that's what it's supposed to be. And he goes, but sometimes I can't use it. And I go, you know what? You're right. They are situationally based. So that's why you hold them in a spell slot. But we decided to put an extra effect on most of the spells in there. It's a 25 card spell deck. There's 5 special cards in there that don't have this ability, but the other 20 do. And we put a bottom effect on all those spells called Elemon's Favor. What that does is if you can't make use of the ability the card gives you, then all these other cards have this ability where you can simply sacrifice it into your affinity core face down. You don't get the point that it's worth at the end of the game because it's face down, but you get to draw 2 cards from the top of your deck and put any 2 back from your hand at the bottom that you want to. So it gives you a little bit of deck filtering because there's not a lot of card draw in the game. Some of the spells will allow you to draw, but we wanted something that the players, again, player choice, had a little bit of freedom there, and that was a great piece of feedback, so that's what we came up with, and it's been very well received.
Awesome.
So I'm going to hold on to this for now, and don't forget about your Titan ability.
Okay.
I know yours right now just means that a void card won't come out if you keep building off of a match. Right now, I own this match because I have 2 of the 3 cards. This one doesn't count right now because it's going to go this way. So if you were to play a water card here, you would make it even. No one would own it. Then you would have to hope that maybe I don't have a water card to put here, or you can bait me out someplace else so you can place a water card and own this match. When there's 5 in a row, that lane is closed out of battle.
So if I were to place this here,
this
doesn't make a match. This doesn't make a match.
It does make a match.
But you own it.
It does 2 things. Correct.
Because you've got more.
But it does 2 things. So you create a match. So void card would come out. But before that, battle always resolves first. No matter what you're doing, whether there's a clash or a void card has to come out, battle always resolves first because we don't want anybody to ever get cheated out of a card that they earned. Okay? So you would capture my 3. 1, because he's defenseless. Even though water doesn't beat fire, but you played it perfectly. You caught the 1 defensive slot that I had, and you get to capture that. So that's 3 points at the end of the game, right? What? Now he's playing with fire, literally. And we're going to take the top card of the void deck and see where she goes. E3. Hey, we're seeing a theme here. Nothing's happening. That's okay.
I like that.
All right.
And then that's the end of my turn, and I draw back up. And you reminded me to be aware of this.
Oh, you know what? I take that back. I am so sorry. Let's back that up.
Well, that's right.
Because you played
It doesn't say I have to win the match or complete any 3+ match of water. No void card is drawn.
No void card for you.
Right on. Okay.
So, cool. I forgot about that.
Which would have been
we
great
just talked about
if that void card would have killed me. Killed one of my guys.
All right. So you did that. So now I've got to figure out where I'm going to play. Ooh. He took a risk. He left himself open. Even though I own this match right now, this is mine and this is mine. That's 3 points and that's 3 points at the end of the game. But sometimes you want to break them up just to see what's going to happen. So I'm going to play an earth card, lower power, but no defense, just like you had. And I'm going to take your card back. Now, while the matches may not make sense at home, you're watching like, well, that's 3 points and you just took a card for 3 points. Isn't it always better to take the card if you can? No, it's not, because there's other things that can affect the board state and affect the alternate scoring and double ways you can score. So there's other things to be aware of. Every game's different, so we'll see what we can show you, and what pops up.
Okay. So I am looking at, so my original thought was, what if I do this? But now I'm looking at, since they're the same power, we have to look there, and that does not favor me.
Correct, because if the elements were the normal hierarchy, fire would beat land. But right now,
I definitely want to avoid that. And
I think he's not playing fire cards on purpose because of my Titan.
If only I were that smart. Let's see. So water. Okay, this is interesting because these two would clash, right?
That is perfect.
I like that. Let's do it.
Yeah, so do that. That's going to cause a power clash again. You're going to get to reverse these elements. And now everything goes back to the original hierarchy. And you, sir, get the top card of the Clash spell deck.
Yeah.
And then we'll flip the next one over for the next turn.
And I can use this anytime.
You can use this anytime on your turn.
Okay.
Again, we don't want the hand dumping. We want people to be able to have that interactivity with each other. Right. Everybody gets to play. So, yeah, we don't want you to just like, here's all this stuff. Now, that doesn't mean that there aren't combos and you won't be able to play a couple things in one turn. By all means, you definitely can. You just follow the rules of the card. All right. So, a little bit of chaos there for you. All right, let's see here. I'm going to pull a fast one on you.
Oh, do it.
At the beginning of my turn, I'm going to use the spell I earned earlier, called Tornado. Your opponent reveals their hand. Choose a water or earth card and put it at the bottom of their deck. Then they draw a card. Oh, bye-bye 3 of earth. He's going to the bottom of the deck.
Of course
now,
he is.
My card is used. As soon as I win it from the top of the spell deck, like you did, it's worth a point. The reason for putting it in the spell core, one of the spell slots, is so that you can make use of its ability sometime throughout the game. Because, again, the game is situational, and you won't always be able to make use of every card every time. All right. Now I'm going to play a card. So this is where a little bit of the combo comes in. I got to play the spell card. Now I'm going to get to play my power card. Let's see here. Where can we do something fun? You know what? We're going to just play it safe, and I'm going to hide over here and say hi to my fellow tree. And I will draw my card, and you get to go.
So at the end of the game, we're counting victory points from whatever...
Not on the board unless something specifically gives you the reason to. Like the matches, there is a spell type of card in here when it pops up. I'll definitely explain it because it will need explaining. It is probably the most complex part of the game, but it's really not all that complex. Okay. The other thing is, don't forget, as you capture cards that you need, use the elemental dice of the color that you need to capture to keep track of what you're capturing. I know I forgot in the beginning as well. Happens when you're teaching sometimes. So I have captured 2 fire cards that I needed. Okay. How many earth and air cards have you captured? You've got 1 earth card. So go ahead and take the green die and put a 1 on your Titan.
All right, let's take a look at this. Now that that's flipped, that favors me.
Now it favors you. So see, now there's this, whether you planned it or not, this is a strategy. That's why this exists, for you to be able to control more often, either off of my cards or your own, so that you can make plays like this, because that play earlier did nothing. It would have just eaten up a spot. But now you win because fire beats earth. Completely changes the game state. So go ahead and take your cards, sir.
So interesting.
Very simple,
like it
though,
just
right?
flips and flops. Yeah, no, it's really fun. And but it's also not the easiest thing to do. Like, you can't just flip it willy-nilly. You have to have the right cards. You have to place them in the right place.
Right.
That is very interesting.
That is why we extended it to being able to use your own cards, because we did want to give the players as much chance to do it as often, but without going too crazy. Because like you said, yeah, you don't want to...
So I just captured another Earth card, so that goes up to 2.
There you go.
I love it.
All right. So let's see. What can we do here? You know what? We're going to do this because my Titan allows me to do it.
Oh, no.
Affinity Breaker, my fire cards get to capture my opponents. Now, even though they're tied, he has no defense over here, so I actually win his card. If he did have an arrow here, I wouldn't have been able to, and it would have negated that ability because it was an actual tie.
But you saw the opening and you took it.
I took it. I did. I am a jerk.
Let's see. All right. Let's see. Air. Okay, that wouldn't be good.
And don't forget, if you get stuck, you do have a player reference card.
Right.
It breaks down all of the abilities without you having to go into the rule book. The only thing you really need to go into the rule book for is maybe the first time you play the game if you're not being taught by somebody. After that, it's just for the Titan abilities. We laid out some more text in there just to kind of give a bigger description that we couldn't fit on the cards.
Right on.
And as you see, we didn't overload any of the cards with a bunch of text. Sure, the spells, but it's a sentence. The Titans, it's a very short sentence.
Right.
So
I'm looking at this here.
You're lucky. You don't have to draw a void card because of your
right.
Titan's ability, so you're playing that right to what you need to. Okay. Well.
And let's see. I should beat you because of this.
Yep, water beats fire. You've got it.
I get to take that.
Yep.
And I feel awesome.
All right.
Oh, look at this guy. We'll cheat a little. We'll let you know what's coming. But this.
Oh, wow.
This Lord is amazing.
Okay.
Pretend you don't know I haven't.
That's fine. Now because I want people at home to understand exactly how powerful cards can be. So I'm going to purposely play something. And then what I want you to do, we're just going to play this here. There's no interaction here because there's no arrows. Purposely doing this so people at home can see this interaction. Now what I want you to do is go ahead and play that big guy if you want.
All right.
The reason why you play him here, I want people at home to understand what happens here. So, he's got a 4. This is the biggest card out here. He's going to win. But he wins here. He wins here. He wins here. And if there was another one of my cards here that wasn't a 4, he'd win here. Now, if it was a 4 of earth, he'd still win because fire would be earth right now because of the elemental hierarchy.
Right.
So this is to give you people at home a scope of how this can really play off. But this is why the 4s are very balanced, because there's only one of each element in the deck. So when you can...
So I've played my fire card.
So you're going to cast... Now, the other thing this does is it breaks up the match I had here. So you just took 3 points away from me at the end of the game.
Wow,
and here, another 3 points. And you're going to capture 2, 3, 4, 5 points and took another 6 away.
It was all my idea.
What a play. What a play. Oh, you know what? I didn't draw my card for the end of my turn. Oh, wow.
That feels really good.
Sure it does. I am sure it does. So, now, can we do something to get back? So we are going to pull some shenanigans of our own.
Oh, no.
We're going to go...
Oh, dang.
We're going to go right here. Now, no interaction here because my Titan is fire. If I had the Earth Titan that did the same thing, I'd be able to capture your Earth card. So I've got to try and get some points back. So I'm going to take these 4 points and be happy about that and draw my turn and pass.
Whew. I mean, at this point, there's like absolutely nothing I can do about that guy.
Right now.
That's really
maybe.
Fun. That is really fun. Okay. Let's see.
And this is how quickly the game can change the board state. Now, it doesn't mean that'll draw the game out too long. There are other factors that it will naturally fill up. Sometimes it is a little cutthroat and back and forth, and those games do tend to go a little bit longer. But it really comes down to what you have in your hand, what you can play, what your opponent has, and other factors.
Okay, let's see. I kind of want to play this card. So if I played it here, I would bring out a void card.
That would, because it's not water like your Titan says.
I'm
so
do
yes, sure.
Strategically, I don't think it's great, but I love this mechanic.
There is a reason for the mechanic, and I hope that we see one of the spell cards.
We've got an E2.
Okay. Ooh, I escaped.
You did. You did.
I escaped. So, for now, man, if this was the expansion we're working on, that'd be different.
Oh, boy.
Won't give too much away. All right. Well, he broke up my matches. So, I'm thinking turnabout's fair play. I'm not playing to win. I'm playing to teach. But a little payback's nice. Okay.
Boom.
So, we're tied in power. But Earth beats air right now, so I will take that.
Oh, that's a big card. I want to cheat and look at your deck or your hand. I didn't see it, but I'm going to play this thicket in there, which does something similar. Your opponent reveals their hand. They choose their highest power, value 1, 2, or 3, place it on the bottom of the deck, and then they draw a card.
See, this one's not restricted by element. Any 1, 2, or 3 that you want.
Oh,
which 3 would you like to put at the bottom of my deck?
Excellent. Let's see. I think the air 3.
Ooh, the air 3. Okay.
And I can play that anytime on my turn, so I can still go. Let's see.
And then I draw a card if I'm correct.
Yes.
So make sure that spell goes into your affinity core.
Face down, right?
No, face up, because you used its regular ability. If you use the bottom ability, then you're sacrificing the point to get cards better, hopefully a better hand. There's no bad hand, because we've tried to make everything useful between the elemental reverse card and the lower cards taking the higher cards, but doesn't mean it's always the best hand, the best play.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a question.
Sure.
Because I'm not seeing a lot of battles that I can win right now. So maybe there's just a place where I want to put a card out.
Yep. So you have a couple of spots that are open that are closed off from play right now because everything adjacent to it is already filled. So you have a corner here. This is where filler moves or defensive moves come in. And sometimes you can bait your opponent. So what I would do is play the lowest card that you want here that won't battle unless you have an arrow going up, because you could capture this 3.
Right.
Just saying.
But I would have to have a 3 to do it.
No. If you had a 1 with an arrow up, you could do it because he's defenseless right there.
Right.
So you might be able to think you're playing a defensive play, but you might be able to me and my big mouth, huh?
Yes.
All right. Take your card, sir.
So I get him because he was undefended, even though he had more power. Great.
So see, you thought you didn't have a play.
I totally did.
But you did, and it was a big play. Again, anytime I can trade a 1 for a 3, sign me up.
Yeah.
All right. But he forgot about my Titan.
Oh, no. No.
It's not a big play, but I'll take it because my fire cards can take yours. And that will give me another charge onto my Titan.
Nice. All right. Let's see. Yeah, that's interesting. That's another thing to look at. Like, there's no... Well, you do have one over there, but I can't win it just to...
And so I'm sure you're seeing now in the 5x5 versus the 3x3 that there are so many layers. They're not complex.
There's so much, right.
But there's so many little layers
Right.
that add to the complexity, but it's still very learnable.
Right.
Even for somebody who's never played a game before.
Let's see. All right. Okay. So I'm kind of interested in winning this trio, except that all my guys don't have any attack up there. So I'm gonna play this guy here.
I see what he's doing.
He's a little
He's
protected.
making
down
me
there.
play the water card so void card comes out. He doesn't have to worry about it, he thinks. Let's just see what happens.
I think.
Let's see what happens, because I want to see if somebody's card gets eaten. It's probably going to be mine, knowing my luck. E1. Oh, look at that. Even though this is my match, you're going to lose a card.
So
now,
where does that card go?
This card would go to what's called the corruptions on the player void, would be next to the void deck. So generally that's over on this side of the mat here during setup. But a really cool, important thing here is, even though we don't have water titans right now, right? A titan has an ability, once you're charged up, one of the two choices you can make is to replace a void card on the field. So if my titan was water and he was ready to go, got all my charges, I could replace this and he would actually fill this match as a water card and give me the match back. But because he's a titan and he's the most powerful being that we have in our game, no matter who has the majority, whoever plays a titan in there overrides the majority.
Got it.
So there is strategic play in removing a void card from the field with a titan. But again, it's very situational. You're not always going to do it. But we thought it'd be a really cool, fun option to throw it in there.
Right. I've got this cool elder. Super cool. Kind of want to get him out. Get him out here and do some chomping. All right, so let's see. Water and earth are opposites at this point. So if I placed him here, that's going to cause us a clash. They both stay.
They both stay.
But that gets flipped over.
Yep.
Let's do it.
And then you get the top card of the spell deck.
Oh,
which is Earthquake. Really cool spell.
Really fun.
Really cool spell.
Art on that. Play an earth card in spaces equal to its elemental power. In all directions it can battle. Oh. It may only clash adjacent. That's really cool. Yeah,
it is, I think, our most complex spell. There's one in there for each element, so that way it's balanced out. But that spell, so you know, and people at home, what you're seeing is just us taking a few cards sometimes at a time. We've shown you how powerful a 4 can be. But what if I told you that 1/4 could actually capture 12 cards?
What?
Could start a trigger. Now, if you at home ever do that, please take a picture and put it in our Discord, because I really want to see it. I designed it, but I'll probably never see it in play. So I'd love to actually see it.
That's awesome.
That's just an example of how those spells can combo off with cards.
Right.
You know,
right.
So it's that depth and strategy that you don't see at first layer. All right, so you did that. And nothing else happens. So now we're going to see, what can I do? I broke up my match with a void card. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to just hide my 3 over here to complete this match of 4 now. Because now I own it and I have it back. Let's hope the void doesn't wreck it, because it's not a 5. D5. Okay. Going over here.
So is this now worth 4 points at the end of the game?
It is worth 4 points at the end of the game. And it's not immune yet to the void. It's not immune to battle. So it still can be broke up, or eaten up by the void. A number of things can happen. But I really like that, how back and forth that has gone throughout the game. We might be focusing a little too much on that area. But hey, that's part of the game.
Let's see. I am not seeing too many great things I want to do right now. Let's see. Because this guy...
What?
I can protect him, right? Or...
Yeah.
I mean,
you can.
It's kind of...
You can definitely protect him. So, again, filler moves, defensive moves. You don't want me to place a 1 here and take that 3.
Right.
So,
exactly.
yeah. And you notice we're not moving cards anywhere. There are ways you can do that through spells. There's some manipulation you can do.
But there's not much I can put there that's not going to get...
Well, it's not... No matter what you put here, this card won't fight
chop it.
Nope.
Right.
He's done. He's sleeping.
So, yeah, I'm just going to put this one in just kind of to...
Okay. So now he's protected him. For now. Let's see if we can change that.
It feels like it's not a good move, but I'm sticking to it.
You know, normally I'd say it is a good move. In this case,
however, no.
Let's see. Is there something else I want to do instead, though? Sometimes you may see a easy card to take, but once you start looking at the battlefield, you might notice other interactions that are like, oh, I can set this up and maybe take 3 or 4 cards in a turn or two.
Right.
You know, so it comes down to those layers. But we're going to go ahead and just see. Yep, here we go. We're going to have to do it because I want to do it. So, again, because my Titan takes fire cards and I have an arrow and you don't, you're defenseless. So we'll trade the 1 and 2, and that gives me my 4th charge, which I needed to capture 4 fire cards. So now my Titan is charged. Now the question is, do I want to replace a void card, or do I just want to take 5 points at the end of the game? In this scenario, there's no purpose for me putting a fire card out here because there's not a match. Again, if he was water, I would gladly take this spot because I'll still get 5 points at the end of the game. So I'm not losing anything. And I can solidify that as mine no matter what. But we're just going to take the 5 points at the end of the game. And now we flip over the next Titan. Who is the Titan of Air who has a different ability we have not seen, called Flow Reversal. While the Elemental Reverse card is in the reverse state, my air cards cannot be captured by Earth.
Oh, dang.
So my goal is to try and keep this in this state as much as possible. Your goal would be to play however you can, but try and keep it out of that state when you don't need it in that state.
Right. Okay.
Assuming we have the right cards out there on the field.
And again, your air cards or my air cards cannot capture.
No, my air cards can't be captured by Earth. Only when this is reversed.
Okay.
Right.
Dang. All right. Let's see. Think. Oh no. Yeah, he doesn't have an arrow there, neither does he. Dang. Got no arrows on the top. Okay, let's see. Alright, what if I do that? So, they're the same element, but I've got more power here. So...
so you just played this, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So nothing will happen because you don't have the Titan like I just had. You don't have the Affinity Breaker rule.
Right.
So that's more of a fill-in. Again, maybe to re-protect him.
Right.
Now that I don't have that Titan anymore, I can't take your fire cards with my fire cards. I have to actually take it like normal play now.
Okay.
So all right. So we are going to literally play with fire, I think. And we are going to play a fire card here and solidify this match.
Oh, dang.
Void card's going to come out. And it's going to D4. I don't know how well those got shuffled either.
I know. I'll give him a quick. I'll give him a little bit of a quick, as though they were sleeved. Shuffle. But it's almost kind of like, it feels like the plot of a story, like it's creeping in from that direction. But
yep. The cool thing about the void mechanic that I like is that the players can control when it comes out by doing the matches, right? They have full control over that. And there is a strategy to bring it out. We're not seeing it right now because the right spell isn't out that actually affects the battlefield. But that's one of the purposes of the void, is to keep the balance in check from the elements getting too powerful, like they're trying to do.
I'm going to play this wisp right here.
But I like that randomness.
So I get to take this.
You do. So you're breaking up my match.
Breaking up that match.
Well, I'm just going to bring it back. And we're going to bring out a void card. C3. Right in the middle.
Oh,
so this consumes your card. It goes to the player.
Gobble,
void.
gobble, gobble.
Now, he didn't lose anything here because he didn't have a match going this way. Could have built the match off this way. The void said no. That's the randomness of the void. It doesn't even know what it's doing half the time.
Let's see.
The game's winding down.
All right. I'm going to put that here.
All right. There's got to be a place to do this. There is not. What a bummer. I really wanted to show people that card. I wanted to show people that spell, but I don't think it's going to happen right now. I'm going to go, as I said before, and hide and cry.
All right. I'm going to bust right in there.
All right.
So that gives me my third green.
Yep.
Which means, I still need... Do I still need one of these?
One air.
Okay.
Yep.
So I've got
one air card. I think you gotten one earlier, didn't you? Yeah, you did. It's right there.
Okay,
so you are technically charged up.
Okay.
Ready to go. So you can replace a void card, or you can take the 5 points. My advice to you in this situation would be to take the 5 points, because the only green card on the field right now is this one. So replacing a void card in this instance wouldn't make any sense.
Okay.
So go ahead and take your Titan and place them in your Affinity Core face up. That's 5 points for you at the end of the game. Now flip over your next Titan, which you have up there.
Right.
And now we'll see what you get.
All right, so I'll show him off real quick. Really?
Oh, a new ability. The fourth one. Affinity Clash. Your air cards clash with fire cards of any power. Now, this is a tough one to understand.
Okay.
But what it means is that your air cards, when they go up against fire, instead of having to have that tie for the opposing elements to reverse this card and get a spell, this is a kind of a rule breaker too. You could use a 1 and place it against a 4 if you wanted to.
Oh my gosh.
You would still cause a clash. You won't capture the opponent's card, so nothing happens there.
Right.
Now, if you do play a higher air card than the fire card you would clash against, you actually follow the normal rules. You would still capture that card. There would be no clash because battle always happens first.
Okay.
Okay? But it gives the player more freedom in that clash system to start getting spells to help alter what they're trying to do, play to their strategy, throw their opponent off the game.
Awesome. So, are these qualifying is already met if I've got them in there?
No.
Okay,
So
I
now
have to
you
get
start
2 more.
over, right? That's why we do a low number of 4, so that you can get
Right.
through Titans to either get multiple 5-point scores or do something on the field, a little different. Now, if you charged him up, it probably won't happen because the game's probably going to end. But if you did, you could replace this void card or this void card. And if you replace this void card with your Air Titan, I own the majority, but because you're placing a Titan, you would override that majority and you would steal that 3 points from me at the end of the game.
That's pretty cool.
Right now, nobody's getting the points
Right.
because that's in the way, but you have the opportunity to steal that if the game was to go long enough. I also have that ability because I have an Air Titan as well.
Got it.
All right. So, you charged your Titan. So, I guess... Well, can't do that because the elements are reversed. But
A little scared now?
No, not
Dang
at
it.
all.
Dang it. No.
You just had to go and reverse the elements. Thank you. I appreciate it. See, you never know if you're playing into your opponent's strategy or double luck. I'm going to take him.
That's pretty good.
Draw my card. And I've captured an error card. So I will take this die.
All right. Dang it. Okay. So I'm going to place this here.
Oh,
That's
it's
going to
breaking
take
up the match.
him. That gives me a match.
Yep, and now, because you don't have the ability you did earlier, you have to bring out a void card. What you really want it to do is you want it to land here or on one of my cards.
A5. No!
Oh, you took it away from yourself.
See, that is so fun. That push your luck. Oh, no. Where does that go?
That goes to the, sorry, that's the affinity chord. It goes right here.
That push your luck is very exciting. And, like, what are the chances that...
Literally 1 in 25.
Right.
Right? But...
How fun, though.
You had that locked, right? That was
Yes.
That was yours. And even if I play an air card here, you get the match back. But I create a match, a void card comes out, we don't know where it's going to go. My best play here would not bring a void card out in this case and not play an air card here because I'd just be giving you points at the end of the game.
Right.
So instead, again, thank you for reversing the elements. I really appreciate that because this is just fun.
No.
Oh, whoops, I'm sorry. Oh, you know what? I was looking at the wrong card.
Yes.
And I don't have my 5th card.
No.
Never mind. I thought I
escaped. I barely escaped.
Thought I had it. You know what? You're right. I thought I had the other card. I was looking at something else. I got ahead of myself. See what happens when you get cocky? All right. Well, we can... You know what? We're just going to do that. We're gonna hide in here. Yep. That's what we're going to do.
I've got this rush of void cards. So I want to take my chances.
All right. Well, you get your match back. Let's see what the void has to say. Survey says A4.
Oh no!
Remember, you reshuffled these.
That's
on
amazing.
Him. So that card.
This is the kind of thing where like it works out not in my favor, but it's so fun. That push your luck is so exciting.
Like I said, you control when it comes out.
Right.
But the void is unpredictable. It doesn't know what it's doing half the time, so you don't get to control where it goes.
I mean, you know it's not going to these spaces, but that's it. That's all you know.
Yep.
It's very exciting.
Oh, man. A lot of people at home are probably like, why do you keep bringing void out and taking your stuff away? There's no strategy in it. Again, there's strategy in the void when there's alternate scoring here. My job would have been bring the void out and try and do the same thing, break up his match. He wants to bring it out because this is a big match right here. It's 4 points at the end of the game, and it's not immune to the void right now because this void card is blocking the 5 match that would make it immune. So there is strategy, and it goes a little deeper than that too. But we're going to even the playing field and make sure that this doesn't battle with anything. As much as I really want that spell, we're just going to play there. It's my own card. Nothing happens. It's fire. Nothing happens. No arrow going that way, and that's a void card. So he's just going to sit there.
All right.
And that gives me that match back.
Wow.
Now, this is one of my favorite parts. We don't know who's winning. I have a pile of cards. He has a pile of cards. We don't keep score because that would throw off the pace of the game. And while this is a long-winded game because we're teaching, we're explaining, we're going slow over mechanics, when you get down to this last space, you have to ask yourself, do you feel lucky Well, you're either playing in here, if there are other cards here, say they're elemental cards. When you play, if that card can battle, it has to battle. If it can take something, it will take something, and the game will go on. You'll give me the next play. So you have to hope that you're ahead right now in points. You have to gamble, part of that bet, and just fill that hole, because right now there's void, and nothing's going to take the void out. Right. So you're just filling a space. It's going to end the game. We're going to count our points and see who wins.
So it really doesn't matter what point value I'm putting down.
No. Now, what would matter is if we were to pause this game and I was to show you something in here, because I do want everyone to see it. One of these, we'll say Inferno is gone. This is a Shard of Raknir. What this is, a very powerful shard. It's where our world gets its elemental power from. It's where the later on in our TTRPG, it's what the magic comes from that the mages use and stuff. So this, when it's on top, affects the whole battlefield.
Oh, wow.
It says that fire cards can't be captured. So I can't capture yours, you can't capture mine. But the cool thing is, whoever wins this, because it's powerful in what it does, it eats up a spell slot permanently. You can never move it. But it does not give you 1 point at the end of the game. What it does instead is it gives you 1 point for every fire card on the board, including your opponent's.
Oh my gosh.
So that is where something like that would affect what you put down there. If you have this, you want to play a fire card so you get more points.
Wow.
If I have this, you don't want to play a fire card. This is the other purpose of the void, to help eat up the board state to get these cards off, because I retain this ability if I have this card. You don't. So my fire cards can't be captured, but they can still be consumed by the void.
Right. So interesting.
So that's what that would be. Yeah. So
all right. So I'm going to play this guy down.
All right.
And now it comes to
that locks out the game. The game's done.
Points.
And now we would just take our affinity cores and we would count them up.
All right.
That Titan's not worth anything. This Titan's not worth anything because we didn't get them charged.
That's so funny how I ate that up.
I'm going to laugh if he
funny.
loses by a point or 3 points, but probably won't happen. I think he won. We'll see. All right. So you're just going to count these up. Remember, the number on them is the point value. Okay, and spells are worth 1 if they're not a shard.
I think I didn't. Yeah, I think I have both my spells. I have 1 or 2. And the Titan is worth
5.
Oh, 5. Okay. So I didn't count the Titan. Now I'm going to recount again. So I've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 19, 21, 23, 24, 29. If I did it right.
29?
Yep.
29.
What?
We actually got a tie. Ties are very rare in this game.
It seems like it's rare. But did you count all?
But we're not done.
Oh.
So we have a tie in cards captured and Titans charged. Now we go to alternate scoring on the board. This is where the match game, that mini game where we're trading these matches back and forth, come into play. So let's take you first and see how many matches you have. This match got broke up. It's gone. You don't have a match here. You don't own any matches anywhere on the board. I have a fire match. That's 4 points because I own the majority of this.
Right.
So I just squeaked ahead. So 33 to 29. And then I got another 4 points here.
Dang it.
So 37 to 29. Now you can see how it can go back and forth.
Yeah.
And the average spread that our games are, we've had well over 1,000 games played and play tested of this. 1 point.
No
One
way.
single point over 500 games. Was a 1 point spread. Yeah. This is why we have a saying that any one card in this game, it does not matter which one it is, what deck it comes from, can change the outcome of the game.
Yeah.
That's what I love about this game being replayable, and just being 2 people being able to sit down and play this. because you just never know what's going to happen until the game is over.
Yep.
And to me, I love that because the
Yes.
engagement is there.
You don't
Nobody's getting
tune out.
demoralized, right?
Right.
You're not losing a life total. You're not getting blown out. You don't know till the game's over. And then both people end up having fun even if you lose.
That's amazing.
That is Fury of the Elements.
Thank you so much, Mark. This has been amazing. What a great game. How fun. There's so many things going on, yet the turn structure is pretty simple. The Titans and the spell cards really mix things up. This thing is just so simple. It's so genius. Just the flipping that around and changing. It's kind of like changing who has. I mean, it's in flux, right? Because it just changes the whole deck. It just flips the whole deck. So smart. Really great production quality here too. I must say, like the cards feel great. These dice are lovely. The chip, everything, the art, it's great.
Thank you.
Mark, thank you so much
Thank you.
for beating me soundly. This was excellent. And I've got to say, look, I lost 3 points there twice in a row.
Yep.
But it was so worth it. That push your luck, this void to me is like, it's a game changer as well, because it's like you never know what's coming except for the cards that are already out. You know it's not those, but like, so there were so many open spaces. I wanted to push my luck.
You
And
did.
twice it bit me right there. So fun. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us. That's Fury of the Elements. I'm Lincoln the Game Bard here with Mark, and have an awesome day. Hey, thanks for watching. I'm Lincoln the Game Bard. Please like and subscribe so I can keep bringing you board game awesomeness, because you deserve board game awesomeness.